much about protection as much as it was the route running, just the precision of what we were trying to get done.
We also saw Jermaine Johnson walk on the lip off.
He looks fine. He finished practice.
We saw Zach rehab in there. Just talk about just how he's looking to you.
Zach Wilson. He's same thing. He looks good. He's locked in with all the meetings. He's meeting extra with Calabrese and LaFleur to make sure that he's staying up to date with everything. So I like the approach that he's been working with so far.
Before practice, you gathered both teams together, and I don't know if we heard you. I don't know if Brian spoke as well. He's a little more but just kind of say what you said to the team.
No, it was just a lot of respect for those guys. Treat each other like we do treat each other like you do your own teammates. And compete, snap the whistle, nothing cheap. We don't need any fighting or anything. I know you guys all came looking for a fight, but thought a lot of respect for Dayball, and we want to make a habit out of this, and not just because we're playing each other in preseason. We'd like to break up camp. We're too close for it not to work, and if we as a team can make it work, then we can both help each other a lot.
Robert, it looked like you guys didn't do like a competition period at the end or anything like we sort of saw against Atlanta. Was that with that in mind to try to keep the intensity a little lower?
No, just from a numbers game with on both sides of the ball, we were supposed to do a 2-minute drill at the end, and it was like, you know what, let's just condition our guys rather than going through another 2-minute period. They're down some receivers, we're down some guys too, and just wanted from the overall health of the team, that was the reason for that.
Did you see more energy, you think, from your group because of this format?
I think anytime you practice against another opponent, there's going to be an uptick in competition and all that stuff, and so you naturally get that way, and that's why you see all those heated fights. It's just whether or not you can stay professional in the moment, and so I thought those guys did that.
It's kind of frustrating as go through preseason. You still have a lot of injuries.
It is. You're always going to. You're never not. The game. I've said it before. You love the sport of football because it's the best in the world, but the hard part about football, it's the most violent sport in the world, and you're going to have injuries. Those things are going to happen. Knock on wood, feel like we've been pretty healthy for the most part, with the exception of Makai and Zach, so knock on wood that we can keep it that way.
Did Adoga have something? Like he was sitting out at the end.
Yeah, he had a lot of snaps during on Sunday or on Monday, and so we've just been limiting his reps throughout the week.
Zach, are you able to keep it engaged during practice?
Zach?
Yeah.
Well, right now because of the knee, he can't get too close. So he's out there watching practice, and then obviously he's going through meetings and all that. But once he's able to get on his feet and stand for hours at a time, he'll be much closer.
Was there anything with Sheldon too? It looked like he came off for a little while rankings.
Same thing. Just monitoring his reps.
Robert, in your experience, when you're doing joint practices with other teams and you're doing cut downs and you see other guys on other teams in those joint practices, do those discussions come up or those observations come up when you are doing?
Yeah, talked to our team about it today. I thought a lot of guys that are in our building right now probably made Atlanta's roster, just the way they performed. And same thing, you have such a great opportunity to showcase yourself to another team, you take advantage of it. And it doesn't mean do anything that you wouldn't normally do, but it's just a tremendous opportunity where they're seeing you in a light other than the normal tape that they get from a game day standpoint. And so you're always scouring, you're always looking at the other opponent, so there is an advantage there, but at the same time it's a really cool opportunity for your players to continue to try to find their way in the league.
Robert, in your mind, when do you have to make a call about Zach for week 1? Is it like next week's kind of a weird week? Like, do you want to know who your starting quarterback is next week, or can you wait until right before the game?
I feel like we can wait till week of. So we'll have all those discussions, but it's not. You guys should know me by now. I'm not gonna. We're gonna run our stuff, so it doesn't really matter. Not that it doesn't matter, but being transparent in those situations won't matter.
What kind of impact does Joe Flacco have on such a young offense and young receiver?
He's just a calming figure back there. He's very confident, runs the huddle. Everyone's on the same page. Very decisive, and so he's a veteran. He's been there, done that, seen all of it, and having him back there, having him as a number 2, along with Mike White. Let's not forget about him. Like I've said all along, I feel really good about our quarterback room.
The other Wilson, Garrett, seemed to have a pretty good day today. I mean, are you starting to see it click for him?
Yeah, he's gonna be a really good football player. Obviously we're gonna get in the games, and there's gonna be some situations where coverages are going to be more exotic. He's going to be seeing the best of the best with regards to competition. So he's going to have his moments, but at the same time, he's consistently getting better, and that's all you can ask for.
Take a couple more.
Wayne's exotic pressures. I mean, as a defensive guy, what does he do that's so unique and so difficult to go against?
It's just he has a lot of them, you know, and so to get those guys lined up, it's you know, I've always said you either count on your rush or you manufacture pressure, and so if you're counting on your rush, you're trying to manufacture coverage. If you count on pressure, you're counting on trying to attack protections and all that stuff, and he does as good a job as anybody in terms of having a bank of pressures that stress you from a protection standpoint.
And then you do it like the total opposite way. Like you rely on your.
We're four-man rush, the D-line, play coverage, and we'll get a little we'll get fancy on third down, but for the most part, we want to play with keep everything in front, eliminate the explosive plays, which we need to get better at.
Did you or Mike tell Wink like you wanted to see a lot today?
No, that's just his base defense, and he does a good job with it.
Is there a point in time, Robert, when you're coming up as a coach where you ever thought about going the pass rush crazed route as opposed to the route that you did? Like, is there that fork in the road where you know what, I kind of like this more than?
You know, it's probably the way you're raised. You know, I was with Vic Fangio, who's more coverage based, and then I get to Seattle, and it was four-man rush. And you know, in college we had, you know, I was with some coordinators that were more pressure based, but you know, it's there are so many different ways to win in this league, and there is no one way that's the right way. You have conviction in what you coach. You understand the snakes in the grass. Like where Wink is phenomenal is he knows every single snake in the grass that his system has, and so he can coach the heck out of it. We feel like we know every snake we have, so we do our best to coach the heck out of it, and so everyone's different, and all those different ways have had success, but I do have a lot of respect for the way he, you know, those systems, because the amount of teaching that's involved with all those different exotic pressures and the timing and all the things that go into play with that.
What do you mean by snake in the grass?
Snake in the grass meaning the way offenses are gonna attack you, and when you see something, you know exactly how to fix it on the spot. Where if we just started going pressures all the time and we're getting hit, it'd be chaotic. You know, like I'm sure his players, right when something gets hit, they know exactly how that hit. No one's arms are up looking at each other, and you want the player to be able to fix it on the football field. And so you've got to have conviction as a coach in what you're coaching, and like I said, he's as good as anybody when it comes to that.
Was Sauce a
Last
little
one.
quieter today than usual?
I wasn't over there. I couldn't see. So, do you guys think he was? Was he a little quieter today?
Couldn't hear him.
Yeah, I'll let him know.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.